Let's get you more now on these developments. I'm joined live from London by Richard Bestick. Richard, several developments today. Can you talk us through some of the most important ones? So we're also getting more details about key ministers and the cabinet. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, it's Penina, as you can imagine, it's been a day of high political drama here as Britain woke up to the disastrous consequences for UK Prime Minister Theresa May's election gamble that went wrong. In the early hours of the morning, she's pretty much got the message that her overall majority in the Houses of Parliament would be completely lost. She would lose 12 seats ultimately, and many among that number would be. She began the day getting into her prime ministerial car here in number 10 Downing Street and heading off to see the Queen to make the case for forming a minority government. You spoke there of a ministerial reshuffle. Well, that has been forced upon her to the extent that many of those who lost their seats overnight were ministers, so she's going to have to replace them. But I understand she won't be doing that until tomorrow. Today is really just pulling together what she can. She's put in place an understanding with the Democratic Unionists in Northern Ireland, who've achieved a better record than they've achieved ever in the past, winning 10. It gives her the majority of 2 seats in Parliament. Remember, before she went into this catastrophic election, she had a majority of 15. She chose to go in saying she had her hand with the EU negotiations, the Brexit negotiations coming up in just 10 days from now. It was her choice at the time. She had 25 points lead in the opinion polls. She squandered it and it's gone. And the reality is that now the question is, can she survive? Let me show you the Evening Standard. May hung out to dry. Guess who edits this newspaper? It is the former Chancellor George Osborne, the man she sacked as soon as she took up a job here. It's the Standard is arguing that the knives are out to get her, that she won't survive as Prime Minister in the longer term. It's going to be for Theresa May a long, hot summer. Penina.
All right, Richard, I'm afraid we've been having some difficulties with your audio. We have to leave it there. But thank you very much for joining us. Richard Bestick live for us in London. Meanwhile, confusion and mixed reactions on the streets of London, with more people saying Prime Minister May needs to resign, but she's here to stay, at least for now.
She's going to have to resign, is she not? I would think. But who are they getting to bed with, I don't know.
Theresa May's got to resign. You know, she's gone backwards now. The gamble didn't pay off, and I think they'll ask for a delay in the Brexit to ask to trigger Article 50. So we just seem to be going backwards now.
In the Brexit talks, Britain's clearly the weaker party. It's obviously going to be up to the EU. I think the whole farce of saying having a big majority would improve the negotiating position is rubbish.
I'm relieved because for a woman who changes her mind a lot, she promises a lot of stability, and I think it's only by being held to account that we're going to get that stability.
Meanwhile, German Foreign Minister Sigmar Gabriel said on Friday he hoped that Britain would soon form a government to carry out the Brexit negotiations. Gabriel said that the election results, a blow to May, who advocated a hard Brexit, showed Britons won't be played with. European Commission Chief Jean-Claude Juncker also urged Britain not to delay the start of Brexit talks. Juncker told reporters in Prague that as far as the Commission is concerned, negotiations can start Saturday morning.